What is going on, good people? Welcome into the 2021 Delmarva Sports Insider Governor's Challenge Selection Show right here on 47 ABC. I'm Sports Director Trayvon Miles.
And I'm Brandon Bosser. Trey, we missed it last year, but the Governor's Challenge is back and better than ever. The largest holiday basketball tournament in the country right here in Salisbury, and we are going to reveal those brackets right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Brandon. We will have a few guests to help us out later on tonight, but make no mistake about it, we all know why you all are here. Let's get straight to the revealing of the showcase games of the 2021 tournament.
That's right. Let's get right into it. We begin with December 26th, the first night of the tournament. Some big names from Delaware. Cross Christian, with all of their big names, will play the day after Christmas against Rock Creek. Jason Handy, Tywan Hardy, and Antoine Wilson returning to Salisbury at the Youth and Civic Center. So that should be fun to watch. The defending DIAA champs, Sanford, plays Linden from New Jersey. Those two games at 6:45. And in Game 11, Monsignor Bonner plays Trinity Collegiate from South Carolina. And then Lake Norman plays Xavierin from New York in Game 12. Moving on to Monday, Sanford, led by new head coach Tyrone Perry, plays Strake Jesuit just before noon at the Civic Center. Jesuit is led by Jace Posey, son of James Posey. He will be one of the top talents in this tournament. St. Stephen's St. Agnes plays Roman Catholic on that Court 1 in a Virginia-Texas showdown. Then Rock Creek and Elevation Prep play at UMES. Mount Zion and Lake Norman meet at UMES right after. And then Xavierin back at it on Court 2 against Monsignor Bonner from Pennsylvania, followed by Trinity Collegiate and Elizabeth from New Jersey. On to Tuesday now, Dover takes center stage at 5 on Court 2. Coach Wilson's squad plays St. Maria Goretti. And then as for the other 6 games that day, we have 2 schools from Maryland at the Civic Center that evening. John Carroll, led by Tyson Commander from AAU Team Mello, playing Roman Catholic from PA, and Gilman will host St. Andrews from Rhode Island. And then Bullis out of Kentucky Strake. Bishop Walsh takes on Georgia's Drew Charther, and then Bishop McNamara plays Olympic from North Carolina, all on the Civic Center's Court 2. Now you get a chance to see John Carroll again on Court 1 when they play Our Savior Lutheran at 3:15 in the afternoon. ISA out of Ohio and St. Andrews from Rhode Island also in action coming up on Wednesday. Finally, to finish up the showcases, Dover will close out the Gov Challenge on Court 1 against Kings Folk from Virginia. 3 Maryland schools back in action again, all at the Civic Center. Bullis, Bishop Walsh, and Bishop McNamara all taking the courts. And we have some big-name talent coming into Salisbury to close out the holidays. Let's send it over to Trey to talk more about this year's Governor's Challenge with Tournament Director James Simmons, including some intriguing international players we will be seeing here in Salisbury.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Joining me on the desk is Governor Challenge Tournament Director James Simmons. James, thank you so much for joining me as always. James, we joked earlier, you're always behind the cameras. This time you're in front of it this year. But it's good to be back. It's good to have the Governor's Challenge back. And there's always an illustrious cast of talent. I know there are a ton of matchups in the showcase games that you are looking forward to, including a program with a University of Buffalo commit.
Yeah, well, first, I'm so glad to be here. It's been way too long since we've done this. But, yeah, so St. Stephen's St. Agnes versus Roman Catholic from Philly is one of the matchups we really wanted to highlight. Devin Caesar committed to Buffalo for St. Stephen's. On the Roman side, Xavier Brown and Dan Skillings committed to Cincinnati. Those are 2 great point guards that we can't wait to see. A couple other matchups to look at: Newman Goretti versus Gray Collegiate, both top 25 nationally every year. Really quality. They've got an impact transfer from Britain, Sultan Adewale. That's 6'8", offers from Memphis, Villanova. Just going to be an awesome matchup there. And then Bishop Walsh and St. Peter's Prep on the last day of the event.
Yeah, this kid here.
Yeah, so Mark Armstrong committed to Villanova. We know all about those Villanova guards here at this event and all over the country, but Bishop Walsh is every year top 25. They're playing in the NIBC, the new league formed with Montverde and La Lumiere and Oak Hill and those. So some really quality, high level matchups. Those are just a few, but I can't wait to see the showcase.
Yeah, one of the things is that we should highlight, James, is that we are finally back, finally getting to see these guys back here in Salisbury. We cannot wait for it to go down. If you had one showcase game in particular that you want to see and cannot wait to see, which one is it?
So many. I'm really excited about Newman Goretti and Gray Collegiate.
Gotcha.
Like I said, Sultan Adewale, he's going to be one of the next big things I think that we'll see. He started playing when he was 14, so he's blowing up now. Can't wait to see what he does once he gets into a program, and how he fits in Newman Goretti is going to be great to see.
Yeah, always a pleasure. We cannot wait to see him here in Salisbury. That is going to do it for the showcase brackets. When we come back, we're unveiling the first set of our boys brackets. That and more when the DSI selection show rolls on.
Hi, my name is Kaya Camper. I go to Wycomico High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Hey everybody, we are continuing our bracket previews tonight with some squads from the 302. Let's take a look now at Boys Bracket 1 featuring Caravel Academy from Bear, Delaware, taking on St. John's Catholic from Buckystown. And then in Game 8 at 5 p.m. we have St. Peter's from New York taking on Potomac School. Keep an eye out for B.J. McNeil, a two-way guard for Potomac who has been opening some eyes recently. Over in Boys Bracket number 2, DMA, a 9-5 school a year ago, playing Veritas Collegiate out of Virginia. Meanwhile, St. Paul's out of Brocklinville will play Friendship Collegiate, a team from D.C. We have a couple of local schools playing in bracket number 3. Delmar, now under new leadership, Jeff Ernst is the new head coach there. They will play the Salisbury School on the first day of the tournament at 5 o'clock on Court 1. On the other side of the bracket, Indian Creek from Maryland playing D.C. School Georgetown Day. Keep an eye out for Georgetown Day senior Brock Davis. He was sensational in the 2019 Gov Challenge, posting a 20-point, 11-board, 7-steal game. Winners play at Y High the following day. Arcadia taking the court at the Civic Center just before noon on Sunday. They take on Seed School from D.C. on Court 1. Simultaneously, over on Court 2, Worcester Prep will play King's Christian from Callaway. Winners play at 10 in the morning, following day at Y High. Moving on to bracket number 5, the Smyrna Eagles, fresh off of their trip to the DIAA title game. They are back in the Gov Challenge, and they play Oakdale. Y High playing Monday night on Court 1 against Elkins from West Virginia. Winners play at 6:45 on Tuesday. Meanwhile, St. George's gave Sanford a game in the playoffs last year. Well, they're in the tournament this holiday season. They play Glenelg County at Y High Monday evening, and the winner of that game either plays DC's Archbishop Carroll or LaSalle. An interesting matchup here in bracket 7, as Laurel had a disappointing season last year, but they won their bracket in 2019. The Eagles will be their opponents on Monday on Court 2. Frederick and Milford Mill, a battle of two Maryland schools on the other side. Winners matches Tuesday at Y High. Sussex Tech takes the stage on Court 2 at 10 a.m. Edmondson Westside from across the bridge. And hopefully we see a resurgence in Georgetown. Tech went 0 for last year, immediately following the Easton Warriors' return to the challenge, and they will play Westminster. And we have 3 local schools in boys bracket 9. Colonel Richardson and Walkersville play on Monday on Court 1 at 10 a.m. And the winner of that game will face either Sussex Central or Crisfield. Those two will tip off at 5 in the afternoon on Court 2, and the championship takes place at Y High Tuesday at 10 a.m. Now let's welcome in Marcus Helton from DMVElite, who joins Trayvon on the desk to talk about some of the talent to watch out for.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Joining us now on the desk, no stranger to our airways, although it has been a few years now, I guess, Marcus. Marcus Helton of DMVElite, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Marcus, we're back. Brackets 1 through 9 are packed. They have some great teams, including a team you know pretty well in St. John's Catholic.
Yeah, St. John's Catholic Prep has a new look. Coach Devin Williams comes over. He was a longtime assistant at Gonzaga in D.C. He's got some nice guards to work with, led by senior scorer Desmond Nicholson. He's a good one to watch. A.J. Perez is one, Makai Nelson, and David Giandri are some other names to look out for.
Yeah, Potomac School, pretty good as well, I would say.
Yeah, Potomac School is always competitive. They play in the MAC, which is the same league that has, Sid Wilfriends and Murray.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
they've produced Josh Hart, Sadiq Bey, and Luca Garza in recent years.
Yeah.
There's probably, the second best conference in the D.C. area next to WCAC.
Yeah.
Junior Khalil Williams is one of the best players to watch. And they've got some other talented guards, B.J. McNeil, Austin Smith, Jaleel Jackson.
Yeah, and you talk about the WCAC, Archbishop Carroll, always a threat, and always making things difficult for those teams there.
Yes, and they've got some more talent to watch. Cam and Karan Brown, Pharrell Crow, Franklin Atisiayo. There's some talented established guys, and they have some sleepers. Junior Rehards Favors, he's a 6'7" shooter from Latvia, who I saw this summer. Yeah, he's pretty impressive. And they have a really, really nice pair of sophomore wings, and Israel Basinje and Emmanuel Alcatando, who just transferred in from Oak Hill Academy this summer.
All of those guys sound like they are established players. We cannot wait to see them. We are going to take a break right now from the boys' side. When we come back, the ladies get set to kick it. Some of the best girls teams in the country will be at the Governor's Challenge. We're revealing those brackets when we come back.
I'm Andre Collins, Chrisfield Crabbers. You're watching Delmarva Sports Inside.
Welcome back, everybody. We move now to the ladies who made this year's tournament. We have some great matchups coming your way. Let's kick things off with the Parkside Rams. So much talent on this roster 2 years ago who ran through the regular season unbeaten. Amanda Ballard and company will play Richard Montgomery. Dover plays Linganore later on Tuesday. The winners play at 1:30 on Wednesday. All games at UMES. Now, early game bracket 2 on Tuesday, the Laurel Bulldogs showed a lot of promise last season. They draw Salisbury Christian. The Stephen Decatur Seahawks are back in Princess Anne. Kings Christian will be their opponents. The bracket championship is Wednesday at 5. In bracket number 3, the first round will be played at Bennett, Mardella, and Delaware Military Academy will take the courts first at 5 p.m., followed by Arcadia and Worcester Prep at 6:45. The winners square off at UMES. And one of the top teams in Delaware, Sanford, came a basket away from another state title last year. They play Walt Whitman at 3:15 on Wednesday. Winner of that one takes on the winner of Xavierin and Woodland Hills. That title game will be Thursday at the Civic Center. In girls bracket 5, here comes the Tribe. Y-High with an in-state matchup against Damascus. John Carroll and Washington out of West Virginia take part on the other side of the bracket. The championship will be played Thursday morning at the Civic Center. And now to girls bracket 6. Bennett takes the floor at 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Standing in their way will be Gerstel. And then Sussex Tech looks to build off a 5-win season. They play Boonesboro. Both first-round games at UMES. The championship will also be at UMES. And there's a lot to break down here as the girls' competition just gets better and better every year. Trey, take it away.
Thank you so much, Brandon. First of all, I want to say I cannot wait to see Parkside back in action. Amanda Ballard is absolutely amazing talent. I know they lost Jacqueline Wright, and it's been a while since we've seen the Lady Rams here in action, but it will be well worth the wait when we see number 21 back on the court. She is such an amazing talent. She actually, we were talking about it in the sports office, she won the state championship for track and field in the hurdles this year. Her first ever time doing the event. That's what kind of athlete she is. I also want to say really quickly, Y-High is a team that we definitely should look out for on the girls' side. Marcus, I also understand Woodland Hills is also a team out of Pittsburgh that we also should be looking out for.
Right. I remember last time we had the event 2 years ago now. Jada Snow ended up winning the skills challenge. You know, it was a great team to watch, and I always love the girls bracket. It's had some of the better games in the tournament the last couple of years.
You know what? That's one thing that we cannot deny. The girls' games have always, or most of the games, I can say, have been really, really good and have come down to the wire. All right, that's going to conclude our girls' brackets, but we've got plenty more boys' games to go through. We're releasing 8 more brackets when the 2021 DSI Governor's Challenge Selection Show comes back.
Hi, I'm Amanda Ballard, and I'm from Parkside High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
Welcome back. We've got a few more boys brackets to get to now. First round games taking place at Y-High on Tuesday for boys bracket 10. We have Father Judge from Pennsylvania and Mount Carmel from Essex. Then St. Charles, Maryland plays Linden from New Jersey, and those winners take court 1 at 11:40 the next morning. The Middletown Cavaliers were a stellar 9-2 last season. They will be at Y-High Tuesday night taking on Gaithersburg, and the winner of that game will play either Newtown, Maryland, or John Handley from Winchester, Virginia. We get a Bayside open matchup in bracket 12. Stephen Decatur and Caesar Rodney will take the stage on court 1 at 3:15 Tuesday afternoon. Winston Churchill and Parkville play simultaneously on court 2. Winners play at Bennett Wednesday afternoon. Mervo and Lincoln take court 2 at the Civic Center Tuesday morning. And in the other matchup of bracket 13, Woodbridge and Bennett play that night. And the winner of that game will have a quick turnaround for the winners matchup the next day at Y High. That should be a fun matchup. Bennett proved their toughness this summer league this year. And then Queen Anne basketball returns to the Governor's Challenge. They played Hereford at Bennett. Delmarva Christian and Mardella meet on the other side of the bracket. These games will be back-to-back at Bennett, with the winners playing at the Civic Center bright and early on Wednesday. Over to bracket 15 now. These first-round matchups taking place on Wednesday afternoon, back-to-back at Y High. St. Maria Goretti and St. Mary's Reich in play, with tip-off scheduled for 1:30. Merritt out of D.C. and Gilman play at 3:15. St. Mary's, fresh off of their bracket championship in 2019. Winners play Thursday evening on court 2. Moving to bracket 16 now, Walt Whitman plays Octorara out of Pennsylvania. Those two play at Bennett, and this will be an interesting matchup. The young talent for the Seaford Blue Jays looking to build off of an Elite 8 appearance in the DIAA playoffs. They draw the Parkside Rams. And a couple of Bayside teams in our 17th and final boys bracket. The Washington Jaguars take the floor against New Era. Those two play at 5 at Y High on Wednesday. And the North Carolina Bulldogs are in the tournament, and they play right after against Burrell from Pennsylvania. The winners play the following morning. So, Trey, let's talk about some of these matchups now. The one that caught my eye, Seaford playing Parkside. Obviously, we aren't sure what we'll be getting from those Bayside squads who haven't played in about 18 months or so, but we do know that Seaford has a lot of young talent returning this season.
Yeah, look, Seaford should be really, really good. We've kind of, we were excited about their finish last year, but we were kind of disappointed because we thought they would go a little further, obviously led by Brent Ricketts. They should be really good. Also, Bennett, like you said a little bit earlier, Bennett has some talent, and I think this will be a team that sneaks up on a lot of people this year. There's Jerome Smith from Chrisfield. He is now at Bennett. And
that's a big transfer for the Clippers.
Absolutely is. I think they have a lot of talent, so a lot of young talent.
And they have a lot of toughness on that team, too. I think they'll be very difficult for a lot of teams to deal with, specifically for the toughness, but they bring a lot of athleticism to the table as well.
They sure do. You couldn't have said it any better. All right, that's going to do it for all of our boys brackets and girls brackets. When we come back, we're wrapping up the 2021 Governor's Challenge Selection Show. That and more when we return.
I'm TJ Gibson from Delmar High School. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
All right, so we've got everyone back on the desk to kind of close this show out, fellas. I know there are a bunch of matchups and players that I'm really anticipating, but it's our first time back in nearly 2 years. What are you guys most looking forward to? I'll start with you, Marcus.
I'm just looking forward to the environment, being back in the gym again. This event's one of the highlights of my season, and it was really, really weird not having it last year.
Yes, James, what do you think?
Yeah, 3 main things. 40th anniversary for the event. We got 15 different states, so tons of different styles of play coming together. Some of the international talent we've already talked about. My player to watch, Mongolian Mike from ISA, Mike Sharabjams. Dude's going to the NBA one day. He's 6'8", absolute elite scorer. Like I watched him in the FIBA 3v3.
Wow. Dominant.
So, and then back to Bayside and Henlopen matchups. That's what this event started with.
Yeah.
We heard Delmarva loud and clear. That's what they want to see. That's how we scheduled it. We want to make sure that the Bayside and Henlopen teams get a great part of the event.
Yeah, Brandon, I've been fortunate to be a part of a bunch of these. We missed it last year, so you missed out on one. I know you're glad to be back.
Got one, and then we missed out on the one last year. But you know what? The thing I'm most looking forward to is the dunk competition.
Yes,
because that's the thing that stuck out in my mind most of all. Was the Lithuanian Jumpman, and how he brought the house down in 2019. That was sensational, James. It's going to be hard to top that this year.
Mongolian Mike might do it.
Yeah, look, we are going to be looking for that. I know that all but wraps up our show tonight. Thanks again, James and Marcus, so much. We are officially 9 weeks away. How does that make you feel? 9 weeks away from the 2021
The countdown is on.
Nervous. I'm ready.
Makes you feel nervous. I absolutely understand. We are kicking off the 40th anniversary one day after Christmas this year, December 26th, at the Wycomico Youth and Civic Center. The tournament will last through the 30th. 5 different venues here around the Lower Shore will play host to 130 teams. We do understand there will be some restrictions for COVID that are currently being worked through, but we are not worried about that at all. We are going to be at the Civic Center, and we are going to have a great time this year. That is going to do it for our show. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
And for a list of our matchups, you can check out our website, 47abc.com or governorschallenge.com.
Cannot wait to see you this year. Have a great night.